Hi, I'm Yogesh Sawant. And as I mentioned, the larger part of my life on earth, I've been in the corporate life, working in the IT industry. At the moment, I am in between jobs, is something that I will term myself. Uh, any other time, if you don't find me behind my laptop, I would be on a golf course. And if not on a golf course, I'll be watching a movie or having some good Pink Floyd songs going around in the house.
Right, and I'm Hemal Sawant. I am a freelancer in healthcare market research. I quit corporate life around 15 years ago, and this is what I do. I love traveling. I made him also into a travel bug, and we have had a great ride so far. It's been 31 years now and going strong. Yeah.
Yeah, my earliest memory of money was probably a piggy bank, homemade piggy bank, which whatever little coins we could get, we could put in, not knowing what that money could buy. So conversation of money at home were there, but not very spectacular. So, so that's my little bit brief memory of money that I have.
Yeah, growing up, there was no money. There was no money at all at home. Uh, but there was no sense of deprivation as such, because I think the needs or the wants were too minuscule to really feel the pinch that there is no money. I mean, there were no new clothes and there was no shopping, but it never felt like I'm missing out on anything, because of course there were friends who had a lot of money, but then still it just didn't matter at any point in time. But I used to really love, there used to be a Raksha Bandhan and loads of cousins, because I don't have any siblings. I used to wait for that day, because that वो कवर में आता ना 5 रुपया 10 रुपया, so that is my memory of money growing up. Yeah.
Okay, I never really gave it a thought. In the sense, I wasn't too bothered about not having money. Probably, as she says that she believed that I was pretty well off from a family perspective, but it was not so. I know that my background. My father was in the police. My mom was a housewife, and whatever I heard from them, the existence was hand to mouth in the sense, but we were not deprived of anything. I got, as probably not unlike her, I've got clothes when it was required to get clothes. I, I got whatever I wanted, like education was there without much stress on financials. Yeah, but that is what in college. Yeah, I'm not a spendthrift, so I had enough money to do what guys in college do. We didn't go for big time fancy holidays, or but we went in college probably for a movie, probably have chart
Yeah,
beside
there was
yeah.
chart in Ruya College, right? So
So,
that was our treat, the so-called treat we could give. Yeah.
yeah, so that is my idea of money that I had. Didn't give a thought of making money per se so much.
Yeah, college again, no money, but the fees was hardly anything, so it was just fine. But I remember I had that sense of responsibility of money right when I was 16 years old, because there was no money. I started taking tuitions, taking as in, giving tuitions for, I used to teach French. I was in 11th standard, I used to teach the 8th standard kids, and I used to make my own money, and we were together in college, and I used to give them the so-called treat at the Pani Puri wala. So I understood, I guess, the value of money quite early in life, and I wanted to be independent, do my own stuff, fund my own education. That was the whole thing. Yeah.
So from my perspective, then I made friends who had money. So they could work hard and feed me when I was feeling hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but on a serious tone, I think she was an achiever by the time we met, because she used to take tuitions, and I have started getting tuitions right from sixth standard. So very early in life, I was exposed to tuition and spoiled by tuitions. So while she used to give tuitions, and which is something that I was very proud of, sharing with my family also. Hey, he did tuitions.
Yeah, we were girlfriend boyfriend, no?
Girlfriend, boyfriend, and so I've got a, and the girlfriend earns, so I used to not be very worried. And she earned quite a bit till I was struggling. My days of struggle was my education. Till I finished my education, I was struggling. But she used to be the one who used to fund expenses, which were like chart or a trip here or a movie or a birthday treat. Yeah, so I can answer that very vividly, because we were completely ignorant about handling money. Not that we were earning at that time. I was well into the middle stages of my career. Things were clicking, money was coming in. The only investment that we ever knew was to save taxes, put into LIC. To save taxes, we put in LIC. So likewise, I had sprawling.
PF, whatever,
Yeah,
PPF.
PPF also came very late for me, but I was sprawling with LIC policies and was ignorant, I would say. As ignorant I was when I was doing my engineering, but financially I was, nothing. And then came MFA, who gave a structure to the way finances could be handled or should be handled. And things started going well at work, and money started coming in. And at that time, we had this brilliant Amar and Chitra around us, who could advise us what to do and builds a high credibility and trustworthiness that, till now it is there. We just gave them all that we have. They advised us what to do with it. And not only that, they did it for us also. So that was a point where MFA came on board. And so much on board and so much confident we are about MFA that we started preaching about MFA at every given moment to anybody and everybody we meet. Nowadays, I must tell you this. I play golf with a lot of new people, new faces. And I tend to ask them about, what is the idea of, wealth creation, just to know if there is a potential that I can introduce this good soul to these good souls who have made me very happy with the way they've handled my money. So that's what it is. It's a long answer to a short question, but.
Yeah, what he's saying is right. We were clueless about how to take care of money. We knew we were responsible, okay? We were not spendthrifts. We know we had a family to take care of. But we didn't know what to do with the money that was coming in. We were not smart, and we didn't profess to be smart to know what to do. And how did we get Amar? How did we get connected with Amar? I don't really.
No, I remember that. Chitra came into our life first, and she started preaching to us about how to create wealth. And a few of my colleagues listened to her, and I was introduced that you should also give it a thought. I said, boss, paisa chahiye na, usko milne ka to they'll want to know how much money I have. I got nothing, close to nothing, I would say. But then she did come on board. I told her what I have. I was very honest with what I was I with her, because of the fact that I could build a trust. She was not like some outsider, and she quickly was a buddy, I would say. And then she realized that kuch nahi hai. But that was a tipping point.
See, I think what you're saying is right. It's very important to trust someone with what you feel you have, and it's not enough, but it's something very, very personal, right? How much money you have. And you trust someone with your money and you are able to tell them everything that, you are able to tell them that you know nothing of how to take care of it. So that was something we established very nicely with these people, with Amar and Chitra. And we knew that, and the whole, there was some genuinity, some simplicity in the way the whole conversations transpired, where we were just sold immediately, that we know nothing, they seem to know everything, so just let's go by it. But what I'm saying is that, see, we didn't even have any examples, right, that they have done so well with other people's money. At that point, I don't think we really
We didn't ask.
we
No.
didn't ask, because everything was so personal about, money business. But the way it all happened, when he starts, how much, what are your goals, or how much, and he says that, you should be planning for till the end of life, and even for the space where you want to be at the end of life. So that's something that really struck us, that we never think of money being everlasting. And that really helped us. It took a lot of, I think, burden off us. Not that we were burdened, but it was just like we became a little carefree, that, now we don't really have to worry what to do with the money. They know their stuff and just give it to them.
So there was no planning. There was no planning ever that we did financially.
Yeah.
As I said again, I reiterate, the only planning we know is tax bachana hai to LIC mein dal do. Those are the advices we got from our CAs and guys who were filing taxes for us is, put into LIC, and we were blindly putting in LIC. So Amar came and put a stop to that, and I was like, stop? I've already invested for 5 years, 6 years. He said, no, stop that. Okay, that was the first shock I got. And the second shock I got when I got his report out. He had planned for my funeral also, to the extent of an expensive in funeral. So that was the second shock. So that granularity that we saw, and as I said, there was a tipping point when money came in. Things started going really well. Money came in, and there's substantial money which we didn't know what to do. But I knew that if I give it to MFA at that time, they will handle it well. And I did it much against the advice of many of my colleagues who are allegedly smart people, smarter people than me when finances are concerned. He said, you take his advice, but don't give him the money to put the money. But I did exactly the opposite. I'm very happy now. And I've got a few of them coming back to me and saying that, boss, probably what you did was very right. We should have done this then.
Yeah, that has happened actually. Yeah, just I think it will. One very recent person, he said, "Oh, I know about them," and he said that a few years ago, and now he says, I should have parked my money with them.
Yeah. So that, these are all, see,
and these are all brilliant. See, brilliance has got nothing to do with how smart you are with your money, right? You may be somewhere at some post and done whatever you have done, but and then everybody seems to profess to know that they're doing right. But this person said that
Yeah, and he's now he's in. First of all, I got this bias against MBAs because they think they know a lot, especially money, and I've seen that many of them really haven't put to practice if they have learned anything or chosen not to practice. But this one guy I know who many years ago told me, yeah, I know about these guys, but I think there is something amiss there. And I was shocked because I was trying to, get him on board. नहीं मुझे पता है, लेकिन उसने कुछ तो गलती किया है. Just a few weeks ago, I met him again in another party, and he was telling me, probably what you did was right. And then this spread to a few other guys. I said, chalo, come on board. So that was...
Are not so smart with investments and money, because then, if I were to believe that there is little bit in me, I would have really swerved here and there, which we just knew that MFA will take care of it. That's all we have had in our minds since how many years now?
2008. So
yeah, so we have never
I
veered away from that course. Nope.
And to her point, that time there were a few of us. We were in a very well-off company. All of us were doing well, so there was money coming in for my colleagues and me also, and each one of us had gone through a Chitra and an Amar, of course, and the plans that came in. And in our what do you call discussions in a watering hole, they would always advise me, "Yaar, we'll take the advice, but we will put the money." And I said, "Boss, I'm not capable of doing that. So tum log karne ka karo, but I will go and give them money," because there's a certain amount of tremendous belief I had and trust that was built up. And I did that. They did not. Probably now they are coming back and saying, probably, you did that at that time was something that we should have also done. So be it. To each his own. But there's a lot of advice. I'm saying not one person. There are a few of them. And all my life I thought these guys are smart guys because they talk about money, talk about stocks. They keep on giving tips. I never invested myself in any of the share market. But ये इसमें डाला क्या, HDFC में डाला क्या, वो Yes Bank में डाला क्या, and इतना डाल. I said, boss, this is like not me. I'll go to Chitra and say, boy, ये थोड़ा है, उसमें आप कर लो कुछ. I can't be doing this. But they used to do that. But these same folks probably now they come to me. And this is a big guy, I'm telling you. My boss. And he was the one who was vehemently against me doing this. He thought that paisa aa gaya hai, and this young chap is going to go and give it to somebody who will probably run away with his money. And he did this. He's still doing his own stuff. But then on a trip that we were together last year, he asked me, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm still with them. And they're putting money in where they feel is right, is mutual funds." And to my surprise, he said, "Kaun se mutual funds?" I said, "Bahut sare hai, I don't know which one you are." And then he was telling me that, yeah, they are doing it right. Why I should have done that also. मैं खाली फोकट gone ahead, done my sort of research, thought my money, and he believed that if he had done at the right time the right sale, the flight that we landed in a place called Goa, he said, I would have chartered this flight, but I did not. I pulled out the money too soon or pulled out too late. So he's kind of lost that perceived money. But then he was happy that I'm still there with you guys. So that speaks, and that coming from that man, okay, that one man, I'm very happy. Kudos to you guys there. Yes, I think one part is that I would have never left any job. If I had left a job to join another one.
We have to go.
No, I'm just telling
back.
you that. I must tell you this. So the fact, I'll go back, but I won't tell you the present. I'm in a state of relaxed, so-called relaxed state. It's because of the fact that I've got something to bank on. I won't be financially strained. All my life, I've been working for money and leaving one job to join another job. That's all. I didn't take breaks between jobs also. So that frugal I was. एक महीना क्यों waste करने का, in between jobs, I'll take a job, let the money start coming in. This time thanks to you folks and the financial, bed that I had, I can relax. But then yes, what they introduced us to was planning, which we never had. Financial planning we never had. First of all, our planning itself is dicey. We live by the day, I think. We got married because we were going around. Otherwise, शादी भी नहीं करते थे. Pressure आएगा सब जगह शादी करो. Because we went around for 10 years. Then you're married for 20 years?
Yeah, but financially what we are looking at is we of course bought a house. That was a big thing for us. We are debt free completely. Our child was sent to UK for his education, masters in economics. We just took an education loan so that he has a sense of responsibility, but we realized that it's too much going in interest, so we just kind of paid it off for him. But so we are debt free on all accounts. So that is what I meant, because there are friends, there are couples whom we know till date are still on their housing loans and education loans, and there is struggle I see in some couples. So if I feel very, very grateful that, we are in a good space.
Again, I come back to the fact that the world of finances for me is very complex. I'm sure it's for them also. They know what they know, but they don't know a lot of other stuff which what you know. And sharing that is of most important. Those folks who have gone there, good friends of mine who are now with you, they are beginnings also. They don't know where to put the money with one mindset. Probably like her friend, what she said, or still thinks that she needs to park the money in the bank so that the EMIs are down. Who knows? There are other options which she have not really explored
No,
to
see, yes,
grow that money.
absolutely. See, there are people who are friends who are NRIs who are doing very well, but they can do better with the money that they have. They don't. I'm sure
Yeah,
because
and that they don't know. And it was a fact when we spoke about you guys to them, and then they said, let's give it a thought, or let's hear you folks out. And now I know a couple of them who have really decided to make you the financial partner. So this is what again adds to the enthusiasm that we have. As I'm telling you, every the time I see a new person, I tend to asking, and in the conversations of everything under the sun, we ask about wealth creation also. And I'm sure there would be many others who, like me, who don't know how to create wealth. And you guys can give a structure. Guys can give me a design. I have my financial goals. I don't know how many of us, like me, have goals in mind, and then work to a plan to achieve those goals. This is something that you guys
no,
are
and
doing very
India
well.
is a booming economy, right? When you compare to UK or the US or any other country out there, we are doing so well. So they should look to India, right, for investments.
Wow. Okay. I think we started when we were what, 42. Yeah. My first advice to them would be get hold of MFA. Uh, hear from them what you can do with your money. Because I did the same thing when I was probably that age. And today, whatever I am is thanks to them without any financial strain. If you want to, follow this path of eventually being relieved of financial strains, talk to MFA. For the people in 40s. But for the people who are younger than that, and I'm just coming to you with the example of my child. I'm loving the way he's saving money and coming to you for helping, making you ensure that his wealth grows. And that would be an advice I'll give them. You're young, this is the time to do it. In no time, 10 years will pass and then you will start thinking of saving money. If you started young, go to them, invest young, invest small, and make it grow. Make it grow.
Yeah, because see, when they are 25, 26, they don't have grand financial goals in their mind. They are living their life day to day, that I need this much money in a month to make my rent, this much money to go out to the pubs and, do my stuff. So they don't have any grand financial goals. They, of course, want to do very well in their careers, but to set some amount of money aside and to be proud, 5 years later that they have this corpus. And then then some of their dreams can really take flight, right? If my son decides to buy a house in London, let's say 3-4 years later, he has a corpus ready with him to make the down payment at least. So for young people, it's just a consistency that they have to achieve, to set some money aside, park it with MFA, and then as they evolve, I think it'll only get better for them.
What about people in 40s?
Yeah, 40s you have already, I think.
So you echo with my
Yeah, I
thoughts.
mean 40s they're more, they already are having loans perhaps, and they are already in need of the money at that point in time. They have a family which is growing, new young parents. So their mind is all about, future and their kids and, schooling. Schooling is so expensive. So yeah, for them,
Yeah, but
how to make their money grow.
I think
Money can be earned, but how to make money from money is something they can learn.
yeah, because when you're in 40, you are probably what you're in 25, 26 doing, but on a larger scale. 25, 26 is only about you, my life, my pubs. When you're 40, it's more of your child coming in, your parents aging, but you're still doing that, what needs very short term, I would say. I would call them to you for building those long-term financial goals. The financial goal setting is something that I would
Which
advise
will
them,
happen in the
which is
early
what
40s.
you guys can give them, a structure to that financial, structuring, the goaling, and then putting a plan to build those from foundations to the castles in the air, as I say. That is something that MFA can do for them. That is the advice I would give them. Okay, हम आपके हैं कौन? A blind man requires a stick. Okay, so a financially blind person like me required an MFA to take me around.
Yeah, I think that's so cool.
Yeah, and that is blind trust also. It echoes blind trust that I have in you. So again, if I hit a pot of gold, I know where to come with it too, and that's MFA.
So cool. No, I think I can't beat that. It was so cool, yeah.